Hello, welcome to the floor. I've bought a new CCTV system. I got this one off Aliexpress for this much. It is a Wi-Fi 4-channel wireless system. I think it's 1440p. This was the cheapest system I could find that was wireless and was in a decent style and didn't break the bank. Yeah, and it only took about 2 weeks to arrive, which is really impressive. So let's go up and open it up. Came in this nice little box here with a little label telling you what it has on it. The other labels are shipping info, by the way. So let's get into this. Hisseu HD NVR kit. Pretty generic looking box, but the reason why I got Hisseu is because it's an actual brand. There are other brands out there, like sort of like China brands, but this one is the one I trust the most. Next step up in this will probably be Reolink or Hikvision. Basically what I'm currently doing is a laptop and a bunch of on-VIF cameras around the property, which works, but it's not great and I don't like it and I'm sick of it, thus I brought this. What have we got here? VIP plan. Dear customer, thank you for your order. If you're interested in our products, you can send us email to our VIP team to get the Hisseu VIP benefits. Wow, yep, rate us 5 stars. That's in there. So, first look at the box here. Now let's get it in shot. We've got a little brochure. Very nice. We get a quick start user guide. We get a nice big oh, we got 2 stickers. Wow, very nice. For the price this is. Cool. Cat 5 Ethernet cord. Let's see how long it is. Feels pretty generic. Not bad, not great. It's exactly 1 meter. 1 meter Cat 5 cord. Bunch of power adapters. Correct plug. Got the correct termination on the plug there for Australian standards. 12 volts, 2 amps. I'm guessing that might be for the NVR. We got our 4 cameras. Bag of screws, very nice. USB mouse. Probably the world's cheapest mouse, but whatever. 1 amp. Ooh, this one's got a very long cable. I'm gonna say it's a solid 2 meters. 4 1 amp power supplies, 12 volts, with nice long cables, and a 2 amp power supply for the NVR itself. Here are our 4 cameras, nice and individually packaged. Let's take a look at the NVR. Great packaging, nice bubbly stuff there. Alright, exactly as advertised, power supply, HDMI VGA network and audio output, antennas, pretty generic Wi-Fi antennas. Interesting here, it says main and sub, so maybe it has a backup stream, which is actually a good idea, backup network connectivity. And they are real antennas, there is a wire going through there, so they are real. Let us take a look at our cameras. So, camera box. Open them up. Here we are. Here we go. Very nicely packaged. Alright. Bit of a rip-off of a Hikvision design. Nice dome. The whole thing is plastic, quite lightweight. For mounting options you have your hook, screw sort of design, or you can permanently screw them in here. The other end we have 12 volt power, I'm assuming. Oh, we got a reset switch, 12 volt power and Ethernet connectivity with the activity light on the end. The lens has got a nice cover over it, you got your IR sensor there. Yeah, nice cameras, there's 3 megapixel there. Each camera box has 3 screws, 3 anchors and a tiny Allen key. It's got an Allen key, good for security, and that is the rubber washer for the Ethernet port for the watertight seal, so you will have to terminate your Ethernet cable on the end of this if you are going to do that. The interesting I like to point out about this is that this is actually a pretty stock standard design. They've just basically photoshopped their own logo onto it. Right, so I've got everything out of the box and laid out on my workbench here. Now it says on the sticker at the front here, and in the manual, that before you install the cameras, you must set up the system and check that each camera is working, all the images showing up correctly, and obviously your hard drive is working correctly. I've just got out one of my old 1TB Seagate drives, chuck it in there, see if it has anything on it. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a hard drive in it. There is a screw here, screw there, there, and there. We shall unscrew that, and with the screws taken off, we should be able to just yoink off the top cover. Just slides off like that, and I thought this would be the case. So in the internals here, it's basically just a box with its little PCBs here. Now, you can actually buy these PCBs for anywhere between $50 to $80 Australian off Aliexpress by themselves, and they come with these cables here, because this is essentially the whole thing. It doesn't need that much to work. This is all it needs to run. We see a little Wi-Fi card in there with the antennas going out there. Quite nice, and there's a little power adapter there and a SATA cable there. It's got a little beeper speaker as well, CMOS battery for keeping date and time. Yeah, let's chuck a hard drive in it. So I've connected up the hard drive. I'm not going to screw it in place because I don't even know if it has stuff on it. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope it doesn't do like an auto format thing. That would be bad. Yeah. Something to note when you put in your hard drives, just be very careful because obviously hard drives are very delicate and spinning discs. We're going to be using the 2 amp adapter because obviously having a hard drive and more electronics in it, it will need the extra 2 amps. The cable length is probably about 600 centimeters. It does not have a power switch, which some people might be bad. Got a green light at the front. Obviously nothing will happen because I haven't got anything plugged in. So there is a power light, a hard drive light, and a light with the icon of a sun. Everything is set up, let's go and plug it in. If I can find the power cord. It's somewhere over here. Maybe. Possibly. Hard disks hasn't been formatted. Okay. Oh my gosh. No way. It just picked up instantly. I've got cameras all plugged in here with a mess of wires. But yeah, I literally plugged them in. I haven't done anything at all. And they're working. Wow. Oh yeah. So, here I am. Here are you guys. Yeah, the frame rate is pretty good. Let's do a latency test. Solid 1 second. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Yeah, in terms of resolution. Let's go ahead and zoom in. It's quite compressed. Here, let's zoom into that image there. You can see that. That compression you're seeing there is a bit of YouTube's and a bit of the camera's, but yeah, it has got a relative amount of compression on it. Okay. Let's zoom out. Split screen 481 view, there you go. Video manage. The blank password is blank, so they've automatically configured. Connect failed. Right, what does that mean? Oh, you can have on-viv cameras as well. That's cool. So if you've got any other on-viv cameras, you can basically use the NVR for any other camera. Okay, so we are running at full resolution, 2304 by 2096. Bitrate is fixed at 2 megs a second, 15 FPS. Firmware upgrading over the network, that's good to see. Also you can just see the bitrate live on the screens, cool. And then you could also do system administration and other login details. Okay, so I'm just screwing the hard drive now. Something I want to point out, putting the hard drive in is quite hard, more than it should be. So when you're putting the hard drive in, you obviously have to hold it there, otherwise it'll fall out. And this is a full-size hard drive, as you can see, and I have to line it up with there and there, even though there's a hook thing there. I don't know what that's going on there, but yeah, that's the only mounting solution you have. If you have a 2.5-inch hard drive, you can go here, but yeah, so I have to basically hold the drive in with my hand like that and screw it in. Alright, so 24 hours later, I've set up the whole system, and ignore that laptop behind there, that was the old system. So here's the NVR setup here. It's going away, going quite well. I used to have 2 Wi-Fi routers, so one for the wireless cameras and then one for the home internet, but I've converted the other router into an Ethernet switch now, simply by disabling the DHCP server and the Wi-Fi network. So we have the internet coming in from the service provider, and then we have this green Ethernet cable going to the back of the unit, because it's flashing there. And then these other 2 ones, this one goes to the PoE Hikvision camera, and then this one goes to the home Wi-Fi network. So it's working quite well. If we go to the settings of it, we can see we have our cameras. So I go to channel setup here. The user interface is actually pretty good, considering it came out of China. But see, these cameras here, you can select the max resolution 2304 by 1296, that is 3 megapixels. Our Hikvision camera, which is on channel 1, is slightly different resolution from that. The Hikvision camera can do up to a 4K video stream, but this cannot. This is the max resolution that this NVR can take. You go here, it just dies, it stops working. Yeah, so 2560 by 1440, or that is the max resolution that you can have. It's an 8-channel NVR, so it might slow down if you have multiple video streams in full 8 channels. The video detection, this is the motion detection system which I've set up for each camera. I've set the sensitivity around medium to low on it, and you can also do edit area, which shows you a grid that you can edit the grid and everything, and just select, deselect it, and then right click to return. You can also choose a time to arm the system to enable that motion detected recording. The record setup here, I have basically channel 1 is doing time and motion, because for some reason the motion detection doesn't work on my Hikvision PoE camera. I don't know why, it just doesn't work. It only works on the Hisseu cameras only, so that's interesting. Hard drive setup, put a 1 terabyte hard drive in. I've had it running for a couple of days. It's used 47 gigs of data. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see if it overlaps the hard drive depending. Now, something that I do like about this NVR is its internet connectivity. So I have the app downloaded. It's the EC Cloud, ESEE Cloud app. And all I have to do is scan the QR code on the top of the unit there, and it will log me in. But when you first get this unit, you must set a password on it. It will work without a password by default. It comes with a default password, but I'd highly recommend that you set a password for the sake of security. And then you can also access it over your home LAN via simply getting the IP address. You can find the IP address in the settings of it. You can look in the manual of how to do that. Then you just enter that IP address. It must either be in Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, because those are the only browsers left that still support the video codec needed to decode the live video stream from the cameras. I know it's stupid that Chrome, Mozilla and all that don't do that anymore, but it's just a really old school thing. So let's go over to my home office and we'll see how it does with decoding the video over the LAN. Okay, so back in my office here, I have Internet Explorer open, and then I put the IP address of it into the bar. When you first enter the IP address, it'll come up with a Logon Screen. If you're familiar with the Hikvision camera Logon Screen, it's very similar to that. They use very similar firmware and design. You simply enter either the admin password or another user password, and then it will present you with a screen. And in order to view it, you just select the channels of cameras that you want. I've deselected these ones because obviously privacy reasons, so I've got one of these cameras at the side of my property displaying that live. The video preview stream is much less lower resolution. I think it's about 480p, somewhere along those lines, but it is in real-time video. You can select it to make either like fluent or more high-definition one, but you lose that real-time connectivity. The delay between the LAN video stream and the actual camera in real life is only about 1 to 2 seconds, which is very good. Yeah, and you have PTZ controls and everything. It's a very simple interface. You can then change all the same settings, access all the same settings that you usually would, and then manage all the different cameras that you usually would as well. And there's also your playback view there. So here we go, I got the app here, EC Cloud. It was just as simple as adding a device via this plus thing here and then scanning the QR code with this QR code scanner. And it talks to you as well, which is useless. Then I could, hit play on that and it would show you all your cameras. Another cool thing I do like about this is that this is where you can use the push to talk and the communication functions of the cameras. So these model of cameras I got actually has sound, so I can listen to the sound live. What you do is you select a camera, so let's select the front door camera, and I've pushed sound there. Chuck the volume. It literally does sound like, the audio going over the internet at 5 kilobits a second or whatever. But it works. You can make out detail. You can stand about 5 meters away from the camera and talk at a normal conversation volume, and you'll still be able to hear it. Also, microphone, you connect it, you can talk like that, and now there'll be sound coming out of the speaker at the front. Release it, and there you go. There's also an alarm function. You press that button, it just blares like a very generic sort of police siren tone out of the speaker. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the reviews out of 10. Shipping and packaging, I'd give it 10 out of 10 because it came nice and quickly. The packaging was very well, as you saw at the start of the video. Setup and ease of use of the system, I'd probably give an 8 out of 10. The initial connection of the cameras was instant. There was no configuration, nothing. You just plug it in and it's done. Dialing in those like motion detection settings and just getting it down to find those fine details and settings dialed in was a little bit difficult, with the user interface being a little but it's pretty similar to most NVRs and DVRs out there, as in terms of the way the user interface works. And the phone app connectivity and the local area network control is very, very good. The quality and performance of the system, so the video quality I'd probably give a 7 out of 10. I've had other Wi-Fi on-VIF cameras that have had slightly better dynamic range. The infrared night vision is very good. The compression and decoding of the cameras is a little bit on the high side for my preferences. I think they need to dial that back a bit. But it does save network bandwidth and hard drive storage, but it does still use H.26 for encoding. When I did try to use H.265 encoding on my Hikvision camera, it did not work. It just gave me a black screen. Another thing I'd like to mention is the cross-platform compatibility. So on my Hikvision camera, all I had to do was go into the camera settings under Network, Advanced, and then something to do with Protocol, and turn on the on-VIF protocol, and then also add a user account, so that way you can log into the on-VIF network stream on the NVR. So that's very good. In fact, that was one of the first cameras I got up and running because that one was already pre-installed and it was ready to go. and that's a wide PoE camera going to the network switch, and it works completely fine. I was very surprised about. However, the only downside I'd say is its only ability to do up to 2560 by 1440 video stream at its max resolution at 15 frames per second. But that's still better than 1080p, and for me that passes. And yeah, with the other cameras, the Wi-Fi range and the signal range is quite good because it has the two antennas, and like I said at the start of the video, it says one of them is the main, one of them is the backup, and I think that's a pretty good idea, especially given that the turret's Hisseu cameras don't have external antennas sticking out of them. It's probably just a little antenna wire just shoved inside the camera assembly, and given the fact that that works. So on the video stream, it has a little Wi-Fi icon that has 4 bars. On all of the cameras it's currently 3 bars, and all of those cameras are about 10 to 15 meters away from this NVR, and all of them have to go through at least 2 walls, and in Australia all the walls are brick walls, so at least 2 solid brick walls, and yeah, the video stream is fine. So all in all, to conclude this video, would I recommend the system? Yes, I would, especially given the fact that I got it for just over $200 on Aliexpress, free shipping. Yeah, you honestly can't beat that. It's a good system. The reliability of the system I can't comment on because as of making this video I've only had the system up for a couple of days. Who knows, it might just stop working in a month, might stop working in a week, it might last for years and years, who knows. That's the gamble, you know, you get with buying things off AliExpress, eBay, Alibaba, stuff like that. But yeah, overall I would recommend the system. You can't beat the deal with it. Yeah.